Good afternoon and welcome to your favorite current affairs program, 60 Minutes Nigeria. My name is Ego Sagbonla. Today's program promises to be educative, enlightening, and entertaining. It has to do with what is happening in Nigeria. I must admit that almost every Nigerian has been turned to a prayer warrior because of these problems. The problem of insecurity. In Edo State, the governor, distinguished Senator Monday Okpebholo, has done a lot to create public awareness about the need for people to desist from crime. He has said now that death penalty for every kidnapper convicted. So, stop crime. Run away from crime. And he has said now that he will sign any death warrant. We understand that some governors shy away from signing death warrant. But distinguished Monday Okpebholo has come out to say, as part of his own strategy to tackle insecurity, he will sign death warrant. So, avoid crime. Run away from crime. We know that there are so many challenges in Nigeria, but gradually everyone will overcome. So I have very distinguished personalities with us today. In the studio, I have Dr. Elvis Agbonaima. He's a clergyman and is also a very renowned analyst. Nice to have you on the program today.
Thanks for having me.
Okay.
God bless you.
We also have in the studio a very, very renowned analyst as well, but he preferred to be called a farmer. He's the chairman of the Palm Produce Association, Efosa Atoy. Nice to have you on the program today.
Thank you, and good afternoon, viewers.
We also have with us from the United States, Clement Minaboa. He will be joining us virtually on the program, and we know that he has a lot to comment on. He has a lot to talk about this program because he is vastly traveled, well-traveled, and he has a lot. He's with us virtually. Clement Minaboa, nice to have you on the program.
Thank you.
Okay, so the stage is set. We're looking at self-defense and insecurity. I must tell you that a former governor, a former Kaduna Central Senator, Shehu Sani, is in the news because he has backed a former Minister of Defense, Lieutenant General Theophilus Danjuma retired, call for self-defense amid the recent problem or challenges of insecurity. Lieutenant General Theophilus Danjuma retired made that call over the weekend because of insecurity that is bedeviling Nigeria. He made a call because of the recent spate of killings in Plateau, Benue, and other northern states. Danjuma renewed his earlier call for self-defense at a public event in Takum, Taraba State over the weekend. It is now very clear, I quote him, it is now very clear that the government alone cannot protect us. We must stand up and defend ourselves, our families, and our lands before these criminals overrun the entire country. That is the octogenarian talking. However, his comments has generated reactions. The governor of Jigawa State, Umar Namadi, criticized Danjuma's call for self-defense during an appearance on a satellite station on Monday, warning that it was a recipe for anarchy, that the self-defense being encouraged by Theophilus Danjuma is a recipe for anarchy. But Shehu, in an ex-post on Tuesday, Sani backed the ex-minister, saying communities should not fold their arms and allow themselves to be slaughtered. So, because of the problem of insecurity, some prominent Nigerians are now saying, defend yourself. And when you say self-defense can be really, really dangerous because it encourages jungle justice and people probably bearing arms illegally. That's the reason we're having mixed reactions. The governor saying no to what Theophilus Danjuma has said, but the former senator saying yes. That's the mixed reactions. We're going to allow members of the public to also comment later on. But let's get the ball rolling. It is because of insecurity that has led to these comments. Let's start from Efosa Atoye. Efosa, now we're having mixed reactions. We heard from Theophilus Danjuma. We heard from Sani. We heard from the governors. Some other governors have also condemned this call for self-defense. But there's a parable in Benin that it is what happens that leads to certain things.
Yes.
You know. So what's your reaction?
My own take about what is happening presently in the country and most especially in my state, Edo State. Nobody should react. Our father, our in-law, Theophilus Danjuma, is a general among generals. He's a man that his age has not affected his thinking or his ability to see the reality. These are facts. I will draw my line with what our former president said. He said, if you want to wake somebody that is sleeping, it is easier. But to wake somebody who pretends as if he's sleeping is more difficult. Mm-hmm. I will say this very clearly. From my state, the incident that happened in Iromi is just a drop. So persons believe this country belongs to them. You can't go to your farm, you can't do any other thing. They will come, they will slaughter, destroy your things, and at the end of the day, they will say, the police take over. The person you are apprehended that committed such a crime, the next day you are seeing that person on top of the bike, telling you, is this what you can finally end up this action? Look, what the general said is a clear direction, and what the governor of the state is doing. Other governors have come, but they've not been able to hit the nail right in the head. Before now, you see all these insecurity, court clashes. For one reason or the other, people flying different colors. When the governor signed it.
Which governor are you talking about?
I'm talking of our distinguished Senator Mondo Paulo. Okay. In his few days or few months in office, he has stamped insecurity. What some governors are saying, don't go for self-defense. I'm happy I'm coming out today. I saw the whole brigade, the civil defense that was suspended by the IG. They've called them back. They are back because they were trained. Our time and money was given to them to train them to act. And now they are coming out. It's just the way to prevent it. But to carry it out, I will tell you, what is leading to insecurity is the impunity of what is happening. Those in the corridor of power, the way they are looting this country, taking what belongs to us to be theirs, is what is skyrocketing this insecurity. For instance, you cannot say that money was voted for a local government, for school, for road, because you are a commissioner on one thing, you just siphon everything and put it in your pocket. The generations now, they are looking and watching. And if we cannot talk, the generation down, they will ask you, this money, where is it? We know what is happening. And now, the thing has come to an end that nobody can control them. So everybody needs to say, oh, it is not as business as usual. That is why we are waiting for Mr. President. Since he was able to address the issue of rivers, where nobody was killed, but threat and whatever was there, where people are being slaughtered, he should come and declare, if possible, all those states, so that at the end of it all, these states that this problem is will be seen shut down. I read as a breaking news, they put ban on bike, they put ban. These are measures to correct it.
That's Niger State.
Yes, but the major thing that is leading to insecurity is the impunity. I say it. Some persons believe they are untouchable. Some persons believe, but what the governor of Edo State has shown to Edolite, that look, there is no safe place. It did not start in Edo South. It did not start in Edo North. It started in Edo Central. The place where a kidnapper was, the house was brought down. He said wherever, when such an action is being taken, you will see that within Benin Metropolis, there is calmness. Before you go for social gathering, you see people coming around, flying different beret or whatever. But now, everybody, they've not repented or they've evaporated. But everybody is not staying in their own coffers. Nobody is confronting this. Nobody is gyrating. Because the governor has given a blind eyes to their action. We have a government that they will come and go in their hundreds to government house. They will be deciding what to be. But this governor just said, no, I don't have any business with you people. If you want to be yourself. But when it comes to governance, bring idea. For that, I believe, he stood his ground, and for that is courage.
Okay. Thank you, Ato. We'll come back to you. While Ato was making his comments, we saw some clips. Some houses being destroyed by the state government. That actually happened in Edo State.
Yes. Anybody
Caught for kidnapping, the house they use in keeping their victims are demolished.
Yes.
That's the clip that was aired. So Ato is saying that's a bold step by Governor Monday Okpebholo, because that would send a strong signal to sponsors of kidnapping or sponsors of various crimes. When you sponsor crime by giving out your house to be used as a den for kidnappers, the house will be demolished if you are caught. So that's what they have said. And you saw some people demonstrate. They were demonstrating because Reverend Fathers in Edo North, they are now scared. We've seen kidnapping of priests. That's the reason we saw that clip. Well, Dr. Evis, I know you also have a lot to say on this. Self-defense, some persons are saying no, it will lead to anarchy. But some persons says, what are they left to do? So what's your take?
For self-defense, I will talk from this angle.
Okay.
You know, for example, if you want to even defend yourself, are you going to use stick to defend yourself against someone that is holding AK-47? And to get AK-47 is above $1 million. How many Nigerians now that is struggling to eat can get AK-47? If you want to talk about self-defense. And again, even when you get a weapon, for example, let's say you want to go and register it with police, sure, the process alone will frustrate you. Now, if we want to talk about self-defense, I think I will be looking at it from the angle of community self-defense. Because I think as we speak now, every churches need to have, CSO.
What's the meaning of CSO?
Chief Security Officer.
Okay.
Every church. You know why? Even church as we speak now is a target. And God gave us wisdom many years ago concerning that. There should be people on ground that, the Bible says, watch and pray. That means even before you pray, you should be watchful. Now, the church religious gathering and religious body now, all of us must be involved. Then when we want to talk about self-defense, it should start from the community. To me, where every community now need to have their security.
Local vigilante?
Yes, where CSO should head it. They should curb their bushes, because there are some community now that some people went there to buy a land and they have built their house, but because of fear of insecurity, they cannot park into the house they have built. There are communities in Edo State. There are many communities now that the owner of the house has finished building his house, but he's afraid to park. He's still on rent inside the town because he's afraid that by the time he goes to that community and start go there and occupy his house, he might be kidnapped. I can also shock you, most of these our communities, there are people that that are working with external forces. You get it now? Now, by the time the community is involved, for example, every community should, that's why when I see all these Okayele, they are only just by selling land. No, it wasn't like that many years ago. Their number one function was not just to be selling land alone. It was all about, they call them Igbama. They were the youth of the community. They make sure they are the soldiers, they are the police of their community. You get it now? But now, when you see community chairman or the they are only just land selling, plot of land issue. No. And the same community you are allocating land selling land, people that are buying land, they cannot even, cohabit in that community. Some of them will buy land, they are afraid to come and develop it because the course is not clear. Now, if we are talking about self-defense, I think it should begin from the community. Every community should do everything with its capacity to secure, to defend his community, where everyone that enter that community, because for example now in my environment, I should be able to know everybody there. Now if I'm seeing a strange face, I should ask question. If you are a landlord, you shouldn't just give your house to people that you cannot, you should be able to know who is your tenant. But now, the landlord of this time, the landlord and landlady of this time, what they are just interested in is money. You rent a house for a particular person, he told you, he rent a house for a particular person, now they are now 15 in the house. Are you getting that? A lot of evils are going on, a lot of crimes are going on in different apartments. Now, if we want to, when we are talking about self-defense, to me, we should come from the area, because a man who is holding pump action and you are telling somebody to defend himself against that man, is he ordinary hand? But the community can decide to get weapon and give it to some persons who their head are normal, not the one taking colos, who are under drugs.
Thank you, Doctor. We'll come back to you because we know that Clement Minaboa from the United States is also itching to make his comments. Like I said, he's a widely traveled man and very, very experienced. Clement Minaboa, what's your take on this topic?
Thank you very much, Mr. Mulao. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. I will want to support and thank Dr. Elvis for his points. They deal with the issues directly. The question here is the issue of self-defense, because the government have said that the Nigerian police and the Nigerian army cannot be everywhere to defend Nigerians because of the high spate of insecurity all over the country. And so recently the IG of police was even trying to inaugurate civil defense or vigilante groups and empower them so that they can assist in providing security. The reason is because The level of insecurity has gone out of hand. Government cannot tame it, and government cannot be everywhere. The DSS director said that it is time for Nigerians to rise up and do everything possible to defend themselves. That was a confirmation to what General Danjuma was saying for the third time, for that matter. When the security situation was not worse in the country, when Danjuma said it, it was like a joke. But today, the situation has become a part and parcel of what we are living with. So, is it wise for us to engage in self-defense, civil defense, community policing? Yes, it is wise. We need to be proactive. We need to also introduce technology in assisting us in doing community policing. The reason why this situation is out of hand is that there are some people in this country, in our country, that are above the law. They can carry AK-47, but you and I cannot, will be arrested and prosecuted if we carry AK-47. If they are found guilty, if they are found doing the wrong thing, sometimes you take them to the police station, after 2 or 3 weeks, they are released. So we cannot say that in the same country where some people can be prosecuted for wrongdoing, others cannot be prosecuted for wrongdoing, the government is helpless. So they are asking well-meaning individuals, pastors, priests, educated individuals, different category of groups, professionals, to be involved in security monitoring of their environment and of their communities. So it's a welcome development. I would want to suggest that this program should further be enlarged to bring in audiences from different professions to continue to talk on security. We need to educate the communities, in fact, the entire Edo State, continue to educate them consistently on the importance of security, on the importance of watching to see if they see any strange thing around their environment. They should say something. They should tell the police. They should tell the civil defense group who can act on it. And in order to properly customize our security apparatus in Edo State, the House of Assembly should come up with a law that will enable the vigilante groups and the civil defense groups to operate as to be dependent on each other. For instance, if something happens in Ologbo, the security concerns at Hawaii can be mobilized to Ologbo to assist. And then, if something happens in Oredo, whatever happens in Ovia, the security group in Ovia can come in to assist the Oredo team that may not be able to tackle that insecurity problem. So there should be a synergy between one vigilante group and another vigilante group. And then I will advise the state government to have some streets, some communities, have them have cameras, cameras in specific places to capture whatever activity is going on at a given time. Because of lack of time, I will also quickly mention that while the civil defense are working with the police, there should be constant police education of each community. Police patrolling, there should be community patrols by the police from time to time. Then the issue of people coming in from other states to stay in our bushes. Instead of them to rent houses, they stay in our bushes. That has to be addressed. Last week, a load of about 50 persons were put in a trailer and taken to Edo North. And then those people are illiterates, they are all youths, they are all going to move into the bushes, find a place to stay, and later become security menace. Government has to do something about it. We must be proactive. We must make sure that whatever person, whatever stranger comes into your community, you are attentive and you do something quick to ensure that before anything goes wrong, you already have them known. So, in conclusion, I would like to advise that there should be a coordination of the security awareness that will be conveyed to every member of society. Thank you very much.
Before we take a break, I just want you to quickly comment on this. Now, you talked about the use of technology, and I think that is where governors must heed our call on this program. Edo State Governor, I know that your aides are also watching this program. I do not know if Edo State government has helicopter for patrol. If there's a helicopter in Edo State, in Benin City, to assist in patrol in terms of surveillance.
Surveillance,
so,
that's the
don't
word.
you think in your country where you reside now in the US, I understand that once there's a crime, sometimes there's a helicopter that is deployed to do surveillance, you know,
well, okay,
drones
yeah, let me come in there.
are being deployed
That is when,
to do area
that is
surveillance,
when something
to know
is
what's going on.
Correct.
A quick one on
Correct.
that, Clement Minaboa.
Thank you. You only invite the helicopters if there is an activity going, insecurity activity going on in a particular area. What happens is that they have street poles, like they have cameras in street poles. They have cameras in traffic lights. So when an activity is going on, the central control room is able to pick it. And the central control room knows that there will not be enough time to get that situation under control. So they will send in an helicopter, not only to do surveillance, but to monitor what is happening on ground and then relay it to those who are on ground that are trying to arrest the situation. So it's very capital intensive. I don't know if government can do that, but it's not difficult to have lengthy poles that lengthes out of the forest.
Thank you, Minaboa. We'll come back to you. We're going to allow members of the public now to also contribute to the program through phone calls. The phone number will be on the screen. For those of you who already have it, you can go ahead and make your calls. So let's come back now to Efosa Atoy. Now, the way forward.
The way forward, it is good. Helicopter will be nice, drones, fine. Let me tell you, what is the strength of the Nigerian police, the total manpower in Edo. The CEO of all churches have 4 former police attached to them. The House of Assembly members have police attached to them. Former deputy governor, former senator, former this, former that. They've stripped Nigerians of their security. These officers are with them in their own private houses. Which one is in the street? When the CP is moving, he goes with truck of policemen. We are talking about helicopter. In abroad where they go to, do they see the honorable member, senators or House of Rep, even a mayor going with escort? That is where we should first address it. The president and the NSA, this is not the time. The other day I was in Abuja when I saw the NSA moving. Who is chasing him? The people that are supposed to be in these strategic areas, in our highway where this bandit, they will be escorting one man. And we are saying we should, look, that is why I stand with the general, who is the general, Theophilus Danjuma. Self-defense If you bring a helicopter, who will pilot the helicopter? Sometimes the helicopter will be there and say the bureaucracy, they've not approved where it cannot go. This person will say, look, before helicopter, before drone, I'm a Benin man, proud Benin man. In this town, there are some places you cannot go and steal. If you steal, you turn to vulture. If you steal, you make yourself miserable. Some place you will enter, you carry broom and you start sweeping. Does it mean that our ancestors are just quiet? What we should do when they say self-defense, somebody say yes, the community. Let me tell you, there is no crime that can take place in your place. It's just like in your own house. Something will be missing in your room, in your parlor. Sometimes I ask my children, it's like my father came and took these things. Something might have happened. What we should be doing in this country, especially in this state, let us identify ourselves. We are talking about satellite, drones, camera. 70% of the houses in Benin have camera in their houses, even in their room. How come in the street we don't have camera? The government cannot tell us at this time that we cannot know. The previous government, they had a meeting in government house. As he was leaving, the PDP chairman was kidnapped. He was not in the forest. What we are saying is this: the government should be able, the way the governor is doing it. These people are not spirit. They are outside. They will live with them. They go to club. They go to church. They go to mosque. They go to the traditional institutions. What we should do, I was growing up, I hear my father keep on telling me, this family, civilization has come. We don't know those people again. Everybody is now big boys. But by their fruit, you shall know them. What I believe is the way forward. Let this self-defense, it's not by going to buy AK-47, AK-49, poor passion, no. The self-defense is that when you see something, say something. How many parents have been able to come and report their son that is a thief? That my son is a cultist. My son bought a car and is not working. My son is building this hotel. He has no job. They will say that God do it. He don't press button. Now the button when they press be insecurity. The people who are praying for them, that is why I keep on, anytime I go to the clergymen, because I grew up in a clergy home where you will be threatened. If you take this, God will kill you. This time around, they don't preach God will kill. It's prosperity. And the thing has eaten so deep to this Jay-Z generation. They don't look back. What can I get? They are so entitled. And that is what we are afraid of. Those days, they taught us you can be rich, you can be poor, hard work pay. But smartness now pay, not hard work. That is what we should do as self-defense.
Thank you.
I will zero it before closing. This insecurity, it boils down to parenting. If your parents start from his own house to identify the child, my dear, the people terrorizing us in the street, they are not from the zoo, they are from homes. So that is my position.
Thank you. Dr. Elvis, I know you have something to say.
Yes. I want us to be very truthful to ourselves. You know, when we talk about insecurity, I want to quickly say this. Because this security agency, many of them are not sincere. I want to say this with due respect. Every crime that is being committed in every community, majority of the people committing that crime in that community, there are people in that community that know them.
Of course.
And I also want to say this to the viewers. If the police, the military, the government want to do their work.
Okay, Dr. Elvis, I'll quickly just cut in now. Let's take this phone call. We have somebody talking now. A quick one. Can you tell us your name?
Hello, my name is Marcus. I'm calling from Abuja.
Oh, all the way from Abuja. Please go on.
What concerning self-defense and insecurity generally? Okay, and insecurity generally. What I want to say, government themselves, they are the one abating this insecurity, and the community too. My father that is sitting there with you, the chief, he said something that the community, how are the community contributing? Because we celebrate affluence, we celebrate wealth, ill-gotten wealth. You see somebody that did not go to school, he has a lot of convoy. And this other younger generation, they are emulating some people. And you ask me how is the government supporting such things? Because they empower those non-state actors. When they empower those non-state actors, the other people, the new generation that are coming under them. Before, when I grew up at Mandetama, in my days in primary school, I go to do job in the farm. I go to do job in the cocoa plantation. I start rubber to send myself to primary school. My school fees was 5 naira. I sent myself to primary school, to secondary school with million job. But today, who are those people in our farms? Are they not the people from Water State, people from Benue, people from Karanamuda? They are the one in our farm. And our community support that, because when you come, you throw money around, everybody, how you make the money, nobody cares to know. And the government is empowering these non-state actors. They become big overnight. They are using them for political settlement. You understand? So especially I plead for Edo State in particular. You go to every village now, young boys are no longer at home again. Young boys are no longer at home again. Anyone that is at home is carrying big phone to defraud people. And we are celebrating it. Mothers and fathers are celebrating it. So that is what the government should concentrate on. We are joining courts to oppress others. So the government should be held accountable, because they are the one that is abating these non-state actors. What are they doing? Somebody that did not finish school, he did not go to school, he did not learn how to work. Now go to all the workshops in Benin. There is nobody that is learning handwork again. Even the ones that are in school, are they going to the school that they send them to? And these people will come to government and say, hey, Claro there, hey, my governor is here, hey, my government is that. They are not asking questions. The House of Assembly members, the senators, they use them for all manner of things. So we are the government and the society are the ones breeding all this insecurity.
Okay, thank you very much.
God bless you.
Thank you. All the way from Abuja, I will just got that comments from a viewer in Abuja. That's a good one. So you can contribute. I told you the phone number has been displayed. Do not insult anybody. Do not use derogatory language. Just go straight to the point, because you are contributing to curbing insecurity. Okay. Yes. You were making some points,
yes.
Dr. Ellis.
The Bible says when Goliath fell, when David got Goliath, the Philistines ran away.
Yes.
They are ringleaders. In short, the people perpetrating crime in different states. In Nigeria, the government know them. Are you getting that? Because of politics. Because all the people committing crime in different communities, I want to tell you, most of the leaders in different communities know them. And even the police know them. The police know those who are involved in crime in every area. But because of what they benefit, I'm telling you, that's why you discover now in some community, you discover that any slight crisis, somebody must die. A lot of evil will happen. And who are the people committing it? That crime. they are not spirit. It is just the truth. We have to tell ourselves the truth. That those that are really committing crime, that are causing all this nonsense we are seeing, that are holding our bushes in hostage, they have leaders. And once you get the leaders, the body will scatter. You get it now? But because the government doesn't want to touch those people that are heading them, that are leading them, you get it now? Now, to curb crime, to, for our bushes to be free, those people that you said that they are living inside our bushes, do you know sometimes they pay money to the traditional leaders in that community? Because they cannot just come and occupy a particular community, a particular village, without liaising with some people in that community. It's not done. Are you getting that? That's why the community must be involved. Like I said, every one of us must be involved. By the time we are involved and the community already have a task force, monitoring their bushes, know those. Before you know, our bushes become, it's part of the reason why you are seeing serious hunger today. Because a lot of people will go to farm, they are not even sure if they are coming.
Okay, thank you very much. We have another caller. Please tell us your name. Where are you calling from?
My name is Aziki Stephanie.
Where are you calling from?
I am Benin City.
Go on with your comments.
I want to say that the insecurity in the community is not good. We need vigilantes to go into the bush and bring that to those people that used to shoot people in the night.
Okay. Oh, we just lost that caller, but I guess she's a woman, said vigilantes need to be encouraged to actually go into the forest, into the different communities and comb the bushes. That's a good one. Dr. Elvis, can you conclude your comments? Yes.
In my conclusion, we have to be sincere to ourselves. Because a lot of leaders, whether political, whether traditional leaders, whether clergy, many of us...
We have another caller again. Can you just tell us your name? Where are you calling from?
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Mr. Demode Adebo by name. We are discussing about insecurity in our country, and mostly I'm from Edo State. You see all these things you people are discussing. You are right. It is the leaders and the top people. They are the cause of all this problem. Look at today. Look, nobody can go to farm because even the community leader, even the John Were and the elders of the community, those people are blessed, give them something to stay in their community. So whatever that is happening there, if you go and complain, nobody will answer you. Today, everybody is kind of hunger everywhere. It's not because of insecurity. Is that what makes people not to go to farm again? If we want to stop insecurity in this country, let's start from the leaders, from on top, from number one to the even local government council. Let's start from there. Even all these boys that is going around, it is because of suffering. No job. If you go to school now, they will not give you a job. They will not give you a job. They will say, go and hustle. And in this country, when some leaders said the youth are lazy, if they give them job, could they be lazy? So that is why what they are doing is what those children are looking up to do whatever they are doing. Somebody cannot have a child at home. The parents are hungry. Then you say what the child can do to make the parents not too hungry. You say we cannot do it. When the leaders are punishing, when the leaders are putting everybody in suffering, it's not good. So that's my contribution.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's just quickly get the concluding remarks of Clement Minabowa from the United States. Okay. I understand that we have technical issues there. Okay, your concluding remark. Quick one.
Do you know we are concluding now? Let me tell you. We are here today discussing. We used to come. What is on ground? I want the governor and the governor's aide to know this. I'm a farmer. The governor have tried. Those who call themselves aides to the governor, the way the governor stamp anti-kidnapping and courtesan, he should say, look, in Edo State, there should not be siren, no escorts. Withdraw the policeman. The only people that has police should be himself and the deputy governor that has immunity.
Let's just quickly take this one. Quick one. This will be our last caller. Quick one. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm Joy. I'm calling from Edo State.
Okay, go on.
Okay, concerning the insecurity that is saying, speaking of the vigilante talk, before now, we used to have vigilante in checkpoints at night, but currently, I don't think I'll find any. The road is just plain and all of that, and not proper.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think, yeah, this caller has just said that before now, she used to see vigilante at night. There's no nightlife in Edo State again. People run home.
It's a vigilante, I don't know humans.
Okay.
All the vigilante that was killed,
Please,
which of their family?
Just conclude your discussion.
My discussion, my closing remark is just clear. We are begging the governor. He's a proactive governor. The House of Assembly member, the local government chairman, let them withdraw their policemen, let them do policing. If they need escort, they should take vigilante. Let us see if this security will not stop.
Thank you. Your concluding remark, Dr. Elvis Agbanaima.
I want Nigerians, Edo-like, to know that for God to help us, for Edo State to be Eldorado, we have our role to play. And if we play our part, we will get the best.
Thank you very much. That's the program. I must thank our contributors, our guests, Clement Minaboa from the United States. Thank you very much for the very, very wonderful comments, especially the area of technology that you said must be introduced in crime fighting. We must have a monitoring room. During the election, we've seen where they say election monitoring room. Even civil societies, they will say we have election monitoring room. And they'll be monitoring the election. Why don't we have a monitoring room? Why don't we have cameras in strategic locations? Whatever is happening, some places are employed, monitoring, seeing what people are doing. Even if there's a road accident, it's being captured, it's being monitored. Anything that is happening, so you can quickly inform the police, oh, crime is going on in this area. Then patrol train will go there. And we've talked about helicopters. Edo State need to talk about it, because on this program, we talked about the need for flyover in Edo State. And Governor Monday Okpewulu has given Edo State now a flyover construction is going on. So we hope they will also listen to this advice. Edo State need a helicopter for crime fighting. When there's a problem, they say so it happened at so location. The helicopter will move faster than the vehicle moving on the road. Vehicle will be faced with a hold up, bad road. But the helicopter, through the air, will get there faster and arrest the situation. We saw the clip. We saw how policemen were, the way they were able to move with helicopters and all of that. We saw that display. It can be done. So, first, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Dr. Elvis Agbanaima, thank you very much for your time. Today's program has been a huge success. My name is Egos Agbanlao. Bye-bye.